At the young age of 20, Rick Ankiel pitched his first full season for the St. Louis Cardinals. He posted an 11-7 record, 3.5 ERA, and 194 strikeouts in 30 games that he started. He had a phenomenal start to his career and finished second in the National League Rookie of the Year voting. The Cardinals made it to the playoffs that year and called on Rick to start Game 1 of the National League Division Series against the Braves. Rick stepped up to the plate and allowed 0 runs in the first 2 innings of the game, but then quickly deteriorated in the third. He allowed 4 runs on 2 hits, gave up 4 walks, and threw 5 wild pitches before he was finally taken out of the game. That made him the first pitcher to throw 5 wild pitches in 1 inning since Burt Cunningham back in 1890. The following year, before his first start to the 2001 season, Rick started to feel the pressure again. The Cardinals were getting ready to face Randy Johnson and the Diamondbacks, and Rick was chosen to start. He was scared and his anxiety was through the roof, so he decided to take a bottle of vodka and start drinking, hoping to calm his nerves. Well, lo and behold, it worked. His anxiety was tamed, and the Cardinals ended up winning the game. Rick then decided to try this approach one more time before his second start versus the Astros. This time around, the anxiety took over the alcohol, and the Cardinals ended up losing. He quickly realized that alcohol wasn't the answer to his anxiety issue, so he stopped. After his wild performance in the 2000 playoffs, Rick was never the same. He made his last appearance as a major league pitcher in 2004, and then later came back to the majors as an outfielder. Luckily, by that time, he got his issues under control, and he turned out to be a great player. But what happened? How is it that this man was able to start his pitching career in such an outstanding fashion, but then quickly deteriorate into an unreliable pitcher? It was due to something that we've all experienced at some point: anxiety. Now granted, the majority of us will never have to play in front of 44,000 screaming fans, but anxiety can happen in any situation. And when it does, we naturally start to feel uncomfortable, and we'll try anything and everything to make it stop. We start to fight the anxiety, but that only makes it worse. And then that slight anxiety that we may have felt turns into a raging fire. And then we start thinking about it more and more, which only adds fuel to the fire. So what can we do? How can we stop the anxiety so that we can go back to feeling normal? The answer is nothing. We have to let go. I know that may not sound like much of a solution, and it may downright sound ridiculous, but it's the only way. You see, anxiety is based on our perspective. It's based on our thoughts of whatever situation that we're in. If these thoughts are worrisome or self-judgmental, then that anxiety will begin to rise. And then once the anxiety has come and we've decided that we want it to stop, it'll only grow stronger and stronger because we're starting to be anxious about having anxiety. We want control over how we feel, and that's where the problem lies. And the desire for control, it's not an unusual one. We've all felt it to some extent. We all want to know that we can regulate ourselves in the situations that we're in. But when that desire for control grows too strong, that's when the anxiety will run rampant. So your only solution is to let go and stop trying to control the anxiety. Stop trying to fix yourself and just let it be. And you'll start to notice how quickly the anxiety will start to go away after you've stopped resisting it. Bruce Lee once said, "Don't pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a difficult one." You will gain strength by learning to remain calm in the discomfort of anxiety. This is something that is taught within Vipassana meditation. Let the discomfort be and find peace within the uncomfortable. And I hate to break it to you, but you'll never get rid of anxiety. Ever. It will always be a possibility. Now, you can be like a lot of people and decide to take pills. Pills will make you feel good and relaxed. You'll finally have something that can stop the anxiety very quickly. But as soon as the pills wear off, then what? You'll come up on a stressful situation, and all of a sudden the anxiety will come back. You'll start to feel uncomfortable, and you won't know how to manage that anxiety because the pills never taught you the tools on how to manage it. Don't get me wrong, some people have a chemical imbalance in the brain and they need pills, but the majority of us don't. Pills may be a quick fix, but if you want a long-term solution that will help you throughout your life, something that doesn't cost you any money and won't potentially lead to addiction, then your only option is to learn to let the anxiety be. You have to learn to let go of your desire to not be anxious and learn to find peace within that discomfort. In addition to that, you have to learn to become aware of negative thoughts so that they don't lead to that unnecessary anxiety. Realize that thoughts are just thoughts. They have no real power over you unless you allow them to. Thoughts don't mean anything. They're not physical objects. They don't exist. They're just a figment of your imagination. If you want to really learn how to get control on the anxiety that you feel and really overcome it for good, then learn to let it be. It won't be easy and it will take time. It won't work automatically like a pill, but what you'll find is that you'll become better and better at it, just like any other skill. And after a while, you'll notice the anxiety weaken. You'll notice how quickly it will pass and how rarely it'll show up. You'll have the necessary tools and the necessary strength needed to deal with the anxiety instead of just trying to simply run away from it with pills or anything else. You'll be a stronger person. Let the anxiety be, and you will find the peace that you've been looking for.